Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Where I do what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice section out of the book. I just picked up a quick lesson, maybe a page or two of information, but good stuff. All right, let's go. Wrightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. Sometimes it's out the book, but it's all about life lessons. You tune into receiving. I hope they're working out for you. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and yeah, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. I'm loving that. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is just that, to get all right thinkers to do just that. Know thyself. I give you all the information I have at my disposal to make that happen. In the words of Malcolm, by any means necessary. So let's get this party started. Know thyself is the rhetorical question, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, it's simple. You teach them. They're willing to learn. I appreciate you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know, it's okay to sleep spiritually. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I'm back in the initiation book. Remember, everything is based on the initiation. That's me leading, and that's you following. That's the concept between teacher and student. I'm the teacher, you're the student. You get initiated into the art of knowing thyself, aka right thinking philosophy. So let's go. We're gonna talk about, title is The Ancient Egyptian Precepts of Initiatic Education, meaning you're coming here for something. Let me read this right quick to you to start it off. People think of initiation was associated with spiritual studies as some kind of fantastic, event, which will in the end of all cause what? A major transformation in your person's life. And that's what right thinking philosophy is. The goal is to get you to transform, but in a big whoop to do. No, it's just an ordinary life situation that you can bring upon yourself. Okay. But initiation should be thought of less as an event and more of what? A process of what? Embarking on a journey of spiritual living, which will lead to spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment is getting knowledge of the spirit. So spiritual enlightenment means you have been enlightened, you have been educated. You know what you need to know. And with this broad understanding, it should be clear that this entire book that I'm giving to you right now is based on initiating you into the order. The reader, this person following, as you are learning more about what? Yourself. In this section, watch this, we will discuss what? The process of initiation and the way in which spiritual knowledge is imparted. Teacher, sage, follower, students, aspirants, aka right thinkers. Let's go. Now, the ancient Egyptian precepts of initiatic education, they had rules. 10 Commandments in Christianity. These are the 10 rules of initiatic education. Okay. The first one is learn how to control your thoughts. This is all personal things that you need to take to heart and practice, implement them in your life. Learn to control your thoughts. Well, I mean, my mind, you need to control your thoughts. Simple. Moving on. Control, more important, your actions, because right thoughts, right action. Wrong thoughts, wrong action. That's how it's playing out. You got to understand it. It starts with the thought process. You are what you think. And that action behind that thought is going to be the results of what? That thought. If it's bad, action, bad. Moving on. Third one, number 3. Have devotion of purpose. Know what you're doing before you do it. Don't do something and say, well, I thought that's Monday morning quarterbacking, and to this day ain't won their game. So if you got that I thought mentality, get rid of that. Okay. Be understanding of what you're doing before you do it. Don't make the decision after you made the action. It's a little late then. Moving on. Number 4. Have faith in who? In your master's ability to lead you along the path of truth. I got a brother been with me for 4 years. He'll vouch for that. So yeah, I've been with a brother for 7. I'll vouch for that. So if you follow somebody and they lead you in the right way, keep following. Okay? Come on. My bandwagon is so light, it's got plenty of room. So I'm waiting. Jump on. I got a problem. Having faith, number 5. Have faith in what? Your own ability to what? Accept the truth and be able to live by it. A lot of us live in denial because we believe the lie. So the truth don't get understood, don't get interpreted, don't get a no run. So it's kind of hard. But you have to be able to accept the truth. If you believe a lie, accept the truth. Simple as that. Moving on. Number 6. You have to have faith in what? Your ability to act with what? Wisdom. Again, think first, act second. Don't act first and think second. As backwards. You'll always be the sufferer for that. It's always going to backfire on you. Okay? Understand that. Now, number 7. Be free from what? Resentment under the experience of persecution. Bear insults. I had to put up with people laughing at the Egyptian stuff. So understand, if you're doing something you think is worthwhile, don't worry about what's said. Okay, stay firm and be committed to what you believe in for yourself. Number 8. Be free from what? Resentment under experience of wrong. If you are wrong, admit it and move on. Don't try to make wrong right or make a bunch of excuses for doing wrong. Understand it's wrong and move on. Don't do it again. Make the apology and take it, whatever it is, and move on. You cannot be wrong and not take the punishment. If you're wrong, something come with that. Okay? That's like being right and not getting blessed. If you're right, you want the blessing to come with that. So it go both ways. The pendulum don't pick and choose. I don't split hairs. I don't care. It's all the same for everybody. Lottie dottie, you treat everybody the same way. Trust me. Number 9, learn how to what? Distinguish between right and wrong. That's called duality. You can't have one without the other. You ain't got to worry about distinguishing what's right if it's just all right, or wrong if it's all wrong. So please understand that. And that's the idea. Knowing the truth, and now the decision is yours to make. If you make a bad decision, you made it. Moving on. Last one, number 10. Learn to distinguish what? The real from the unreal. These mega preachers, unreal. Real. That's all I'm saying about that. Let me move on. I got a few minutes to get over here. Now, this section is called The Qualities of an Aspirant or Right Thinker. Okay? Right quick. The first qualification necessary for a spiritual aspirant or right thinker is that he or she must have the intuitive or primary interest in what? Advancing spiritually. You got to want to do this. I'm not coming to grab you and say, do this. No, you got to aspire to want this. Like my man said, you ain't for everybody. Why? They don't get to you by accident. So I appreciate that. That's my goal. Now, it is no coincidence that the word intuitive and the word intuition conveys a similar connotation. Why? You must be one to take what? The first step towards what? Your own spiritual emancipation. If you want to free yourself spiritually, I'm your man. Why? That's what I do for you. You must be what? The one to what? Approach others of higher spiritual development so that what you may begin to discover the path which you wish to follow towards your eventual freedom from all what worldly pains and sorrows, aka suffering. With my pen, okay. We suffer because we desire. We suffer because we live in memory. We suffer because we let our imagination get the best of us. So we constantly suffering from what? Our own mental nonsense. Okay? When you get able to think, right, you must be the one. Okay, wait. Okay, now in short, it is who? You who must what? Put forth the effort. I tell you, put in the work. I do mine every day. If I tell you to do something and don't do it, don't listen to me. Why? If I'm not doing, how do I tell you to do something that I'm not doing? That's why you lead by example. You don't do as I say. No, you do as I do. I'm gonna show you what to do. That's a lot easier than giving a bunch of orders and having somebody do something that you ain't even doing. If you're a master, you should show your students what it's all about. Now, you put forth the effort, which will what? Affect your own liberation. Why? From the bondage of illusions and ignorance with what? Grips which 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 grips who? The masses of people all over the world. Yeah, man, unbelievable. It ain't my job to correct the world. I'm just doing my bit to help those who want to help themselves. That's right thing philosophy. And once, excuse me, having discovered this intuitiveness within yourself, you are considered now qualified to what? Receive spiritual instruction. You become a right thinker, and I'm going to instruct you every day. Okay. Now, the ancient spiritual texts of all traditions state that what? It behooves an aspirant to what? Seek out the true wisdom which elevates the pain, which alleviates what? The pain and sorrow of human existence while elevating the human spirit. Excuse me. When you start to live right, start to do right, things start to change in your immediate environment that's going to start to be a little different. Okay? Why? If the wisdom one holds has not produced an improvement in one's quality of life, meaning if you're practicing right thinking philosophy and you're not showing improvement, it's something you're doing wrong. That's what I'm saying. Then, watch this. It is possible that the teachings or its practice is wrong. I love this. In the task of spiritual practice or right thinking philosophy, there is what? No, hear me, no mediator between oneself and one's higher self. You never hear me use that guy. Why? You are that guy. He don't exist. You become him. So you never hear me mention him because that's who you are. I tell you about Haru. That's who you are. And he's the same thing, just modernized, but I don't have to worry about that because I know the original. Now, once you have, however, a guide, when you find yourself, it ain't because you went outside yourself has to know it's between you and God. That's a one-on-one, mano a mano. So don't need the mediator. However, watch this. A guide is needed to show the way to what? Discover the true self in much the same way as any other human endeavor. You need someone who is what? Knowledgeable about the spiritual path and can help in what? Advising and teaching others along that path. If that's the one you choose to follow me, I got you. I'm going to lead you down that road with no problem. Why? I know the way. Take, for example, what's this? A concert pianist or an NBA basketball star. Okay. Both of these professionals perfected their skills through what? Correct teaching and daily practice of their craft to get better. Self mastery is the same way. Spiritual enlightenment education is the same way. You work on your craft when daily and you get better at it. So, beginning from a point of what? utter ignorance. Before you came into my philosophy, you was ignorant. And when you do what you need to do, you'll reach to the level of what? Spontaneous performance. You will know thyself. You will have the answers about yourself for yourself like that. You ain't got to come, oh, what's that? You learn and you perfect, you manifest for yourself. Everything is self. Moving on. Now, in order to excel at spiritual development, which is my favorite, you must apply the correct technique and practice right thinking philosophies daily. Right there. That daily is the caveat. You can't do it today. Say, well, I'm good today. I did a good job. And then tomorrow, wild out. Nope. Show thyself devotion to divine today. And after today, you do it. You get up and do it again tomorrow. That's what I mean by daily. And this is, watch this is the path of yoga. All right, think of philosophy. Exercising what? Your conscious effort. When? Every day. Why? To unite oneself with one higher self. Learning and knowing thyself is a practice that you want to master over a period of time by practicing it daily, following my lead. I help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let me wrap this up for you. Yoga is what? The union of an individual human consciousness with the universal consciousness, becoming one with God, can only occur without can occur without any special instructions. Why? From a religious or a spiritual preceptor. Why? If you live, do, and be right, righteous, virtuous, you don't need nobody to tell you that. You can do that on your own. And the churches, if they knew that, they knew you knew that, they would be out of business. So they got to try to sway you. Oh, come in, we'll teach you. No, I'm telling you, just tune in. I got you. You can work on yourself. Now, where we at now? Now, okay, the spiritual perceptive. This is known as the path of nature. When you just naturally do and live right, I tell you, my mother-in-law, she lived in my yacht. They didn't have a clue, but she lived in my yacht. She lived right. So it's the same thing, whether you know it or not know it. The fact that you do it gets you rewards, okay? Now, that's called the path of nature, or as better known, watch this, the school of what? Hard knocks. Hard knocks means you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to take the lumps and bruises as you go. Trial and error. See if that works. Try that. Don't see if that works. No. Get enlightened. Get educated. Have somebody teach you. And then make the right decision and you'll see it works like a charm. Watch this. Now, the school of hard knocks, it involves what? Repeated incarnations, pain, and suffering, to teach you what? The futility of trying to find, watch this, abiding happiness where? In the world rather than within yourself. Knowing thyself, finding thyself, self-discovery, all those is just knowing that you are God. You and God are one. You're part of a vast concept. And a lot of us don't know that. Okay, that's them. If you want to wake them up, like I try to do every day, that's your job. But if you got you should be doing you. Okay, self-preservation is the first law of man. Let me wrap this up and take it home. Now, we I want to read that. Yeah, I got to. Although much of the Egyptian teachings have diffused, yeah, I got to get this part in wise. All the Egyptian concepts have diffused into the world religions. Every religion took something from the Egyptians. And in the course of time, they have been, listen to me, misinterpreted and reconfigured so that there is a great what? Confusion and a lot of misunderstanding as to their true meaning from the teachings. And nothing worse than being mistaught. Why? Because the student is going to take the teaching, and if it's wrong, they're going to be wrong. That's why. Moving on. This has created a situation in which many present day clergy speak the teachings, but watch this, do not have a clear understanding of how what to apply them in their own lives to what transcend the pain and suffering of their existence. If you're not living right, you're doing right, your life's out of balance, you will suffer. Let alone be able to what? Enlighten their own followers as to how to evolve spiritually. If you're not living, doing, and being, I got a pastor who I follow, and I would not follow him around the block if he wasn't doing the things that he preached about doing. Simple. Okay, wrapping it up. Every true mystical tradition, be it religious or non-religious, requires what? A traditional mystical link, because what? Initiatic teachings given to those who become initiated into a tradition or a cult following needs the benefit of what? Listen right quick. A preceptor who has received the teachings from an enlightened teacher. I didn't get this. I obtained it from my teachers. I'm a preceptor now from learning. Now I can teach you. So a teacher who have what? Correctly, again, correct understanding of their teachings. Otherwise, it would be as an Eastern parable explains, like a blind person trying to explain to another blind person what the world looks like, simply using what? Imagination and wit. Don't work that way. And there are other intellectuals who what? Come to believe that they have attained enlightenment because what? They read a few scriptures. They quote scripture. And they read a few books. But however, when they are tested, when? By natural human situations and adversities in life. That's the proof right there. Watch this. They cannot control what? Their emotions, again, ego, or find mental peace. Why? Agitated and ignorant of their higher self. Some immersed in what? The subtle ignorance and the egoism, here you go, of the mind, don't even realize their misunderstanding of the teachings, and their own attainment of spiritual level is always going to be stunted with ignorance of your higher self. That ego thing, you got to understand, is a killer. Now, hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'm gonna stop right there. I ain't got much time, so 22 minutes, a little too long. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. But it's all about knowing thyself. Trust me. And if you're going to be initiated to something, learn what it is you're being part of. Right thinking philosophy. Check it out. I'm here every day.